What's up, guys? Welcome once again to the Save Continue podcast. My name is Ryan. That's Shanae.
Sup?
That's Tom.
Hello.
Every week we get together and we talk about video games and other shit related to such. Tom, what have you been up to?
Metal Gear mostly.
Yeah, you play a lot of Metal Gear. 2 scoops of eyeballs.
2 scoops of eyeballs, that's right. Trying to get through it. I'm to the point now where I'm like, I get it. Yeah. I'm enjoying the game, but I just want to finish it.
Right. I remember at the onset, as with, and I feel like this is the case with most games of this type, you play it, you start out on it, you're like, man, there's so much to do in this game, it's so fun.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to 100% this game.
I never had any, I never assumed I would do 100% this game at all. It's way too big.
Yeah.
I get too easily turned off by open world games that have a fuck ton to do.
Yeah.
And this isn't that, right? This isn't Far Cry. It's not Assassin's Creed.
No.
They're very focused missions for the most part. But I just wanted to see the story through, and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I started up Spider-Man. Played about an hour so far, but I really want to finish Metal Gear before I really get into that.
Real quick, Sinead, last night Tom and I went to McDonald's and we saw Spider-Man.
That's true, we did.
Yeah. Spider-Man held the door open for us.
Mm-hmm.
That's so nice. Friendly neighborhood hero.
Sure. It's good so far. I'm really enjoying it so far, but like I said, I do want to get through Metal Gear first.
Yeah.
Other than that, pre-ordered Castlevania.
Yeah.
So by the time this is out, that will be out.
Yeah.
Very excited for that. And pre-ordered Tetris Effect, which I am very excited for.
Tom, tell me again what makes Tetris Effect special.
Tetris Effect is what makes it different from other Tetris games, or what?
I guess. I don't know. On the surface, they all look the same to me, so I don't know a whole lot about what's going on with this new one.
So the big gameplay difference is that it doesn't stop at just 4-line clear.
Okay.
Right? You can get many, many, many more lines. I think it's the biggest one is called a hexadetetris or something like that. It's something weird.
Yeah.
So you do that by building this meter that then, when you activate it, slows time, and you can add more and more and more lines before it counts it as one thing.
Right.
Also, it's made by the guy who created Rez and Luminous, and I think anybody who's played those games can attest to the visuals and the music, and the fact that he created Luminous, which is basically a love letter to Tetris. He's probably wanted to make Tetris for a long time, and the fact that he can now is awesome. I was telling both of you guys, watching the trailer for Tetris Effect gives me the same feeling as watching the Japanese launch trailer for Breath of the Wild. I got emotional watching that trailer, you know.
Well, Tetris has been a big part of your life forever.
Yeah, but even this, I don't think this will be my favorite Tetris,
right,
gameplay-wise. I don't think it will be the hardest Tetris, but I think it'll be a very special Tetris. Yeah.
Well, I think that there are a lot of people whose favorite Legend of Zelda game isn't Breath of the Wild, but they probably still had a very emotional reaction to that game because it represents, I think what, based on what you're saying about Tetris Effect and also with Breath of the Wild, I think it represents the idea that your favorite thing, regardless of how old it is, still has a capacity to innovate on itself and, be still do something special after, I don't know, 35 years. And, I think that's really important.
So there's been a lot of studies on Tetris, right? And one of the more notable ones shows that people who play Tetris, it was assumed that they were using more of their brain than, people that were playing at a high level versus people who were playing at a low level. Turns out if you are really good at Tetris, you are using less of your brain than people that are really bad at Tetris. And what it has to do with is using your brain, thinking efficiently rather than, thinking with effort.
Right.
And a lot of people that play Tetris call that zone, which has been turned into a mechanic in the upcoming Tetris, right? What it refers to is there's a point where you're playing a high-level Tetris, and it's not even just Tetris, other games, rhythm games, whatever, where your brain just kind of shuts off.
You're just doing it. And
I think that combined with the visuals of that game, the art style of the games that preceded it, and the music of the games that preceded it, it's an interesting feeling that's very therapeutic that very few games give.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like high-level Tetris versus high-level Call of Duty versus
Right.
high-level Street Fighter are very different things.
Yeah.
You know?
Although I would like to see, like now that you said that, because I think the assumption had always been that the more of your brain you're using, like
The better you are.
the better you are
Right.
at the thing. And I'd like to see like what the comparison is between high-level Tetris versus high-level Call of Duty versus high-level Street Fighter.
Sure.
Because it's a very different kind of thinking.
And
right?
Tetris has just been around so much longer that more studies have been able to, have been done on that game. But yeah.
Well, cool. Sinead, what have you been up to?
I beat God of War.
Okay, congratulations. Very good. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, well, alright, so I beat the story, but there's
Uh-huh.
still, like, a lot of side stuff that I could beat.
Does it allow you? Does it do that thing where after you finish the story, like it'll just jump you back into the game, or do you have to just kind of start another game?
No, you can still hang out in the game,
Okay.
because once you beat it...
Is it like a chapter select?
No,
Because it's linear, right? It's not like an open world game.
so... if you do something after you beat the game, they get to see, like, an after credits kind of scene. And that's, like, showing years later what's going to be, like, happening in the next game, as far as storyline goes. Just try not to get too spoilery, but, like, that does exist.
Okay.
So, like, you have plenty of time, like, timeline-wise, like, in the universe to, like, do all this side stuff. So, it's not even necessarily getting, like, dumped back out in the game, because, like, you do, like, the final fight and then do something, and then, like, you see, like, the credits, but then, like, you're walking through them, so, like, still through the world, so it's, like...
What you're saying is narratively it makes sense that you would be able to play more.
Yeah.
Right.
So, so I'm still doing that, but there's just, like... So, we've discussed it. I'm not super great at video games, but I like playing them, and I'm fair enough. I'm playing in a normal mode.
Okay.
And...
Play it in easy if that makes you happy.
Yeah.
And there's 3...
You did it to Donkey Kong.
That's true, you did that.
So, but there's 3 things that I can do, because I've kind of completed everything else. That's like in-game stuff that I could have done before I beat it, or do it now. Well, most of it. But so there's like 2 different realms that I can go into, and one of them is like a trials thing that you have to go through. And when you get through it all, obviously you get better loot and all gear and all the stuff.
Okay.
And then also another world where it is a super annoying mechanic room kind of thing where it's like kind of like a baseball field. If you look at the map, is what it looks like. And so you go through one room and there's mist that is constantly trying to kill you, but you have like a meter before it starts doing damage. And you're just going from room to room, and every time you enter a room, it's it's kind of like a procedural generated room. Like, as far as, like, the enemies go.
Okay.
And then you can go in either direction on the diamond on the map. And then there's, like, traps and stuff. And then the next room. But anytime, like, even if you go back to the other room, like, there's still stuff there. Like, there's, like, new stuff there.
You literally just described Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yes. Okay.
You ever watched that show?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, because, things didn't always reset completely.
All right.
Well,
So
anyway.
you're saying that you're just saying that the difference here is there's no temple guards.
No blue barracudas?
Unfortunately not. What was it? Silver iguanas?
I don't remember.
Probably. Silver monkeys or some shit.
But, anyway, so, like...
Silver Kongs.
Yeah.
I can only get through the first area and survive that. And then once I go to the second one, I keep dying at it. And so as you go through, you're trying to collect these mists so you can create better armor and unlock stuff and and stuff like that. But all I can do is keep grinding that first room, and I'm not doing necessarily any better with the new gear I'm getting. Or there's 8 Valkyries you can go fight. And they're super high level, and they're, like, difficult. And I've gotten the first 2 down, the 2 easiest down, and then I'm stuck. Like, I'm stuck on the trials, I'm stuck in grinding that room, I'm stuck on those Valkyries.
Does the game have level scaling?
I'm assuming
Like,
so.
do the enemies level with you? As you level, do the enemies also get harder?
It seems so, but
Yeah.
it also seems like it seems like I have gone to areas where enemies are pretty low level comparative to me.
Does the game tell you what level enemies are?
Yes.
Okay.
But like also I've gone back to those same places now, and they're harder. But I don't know if it's just because I beat the game or because I'm a higher level.
You're right.
So I don't know. It's just like I'm just at an impasse, and I still want to play God of War, and I'm really enjoying it.
You're just using too much of your brain, man.
I'm just using too much of my brain, and
Yeah.
it's just like really frustrating to be at such an impasse where nothing I'm doing I'm getting better at, and
Yeah.
I have to get better at one of these 3 things to get better gear so I can do other things.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just really frustrating because I'm just like, I'm not, like, everything is just too hard for me.
You know, I think that over time you're probably getting better and not realizing it. And also,
Well, yeah, that's because that's how I've struggled through where I am in the trials. I keep, like, I kept, like, trying at it, but this one that I'm at, I am having the most difficult time. I have watched so many videos, and I try to emulate what other people do,
Yeah.
and I go on forums and look at what people are using as skill sets, and it's just like, I want to play God of War more, but it's so not fun right now.
well, let me tell you this, Shanae. In 1994, a movie called Cool Runnings came out. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember, Shanae, how when they got to Canada, when the Jamaican team got to Canada, they were trying to emulate what the German team did, and just nothing was working? Well, they got found their own style.
I think if you're not enjoying yourself, stop playing it. And if you still want to play God of War, go
Yeah.
play a different God of War.
Yeah. Also, if games start to feel like work, you should stop playing them.
I know we say that, but I want to play more of this God of War, and
Look, as long as
I love my boy now. I'm so in love with my boy. Like, he's such
You're
a
not
good
supposed
kid.
to be in love with your son.
Yeah, that's weird.
I love
Okay.
my son. I'm
When
an
you
angry
said
dad.
in love.
Yeah, you did say in love, so that's weird.
Yeah. So you're gross.
Right? This will be your last episode. Again, like, if you're having fun, because like sometimes there's that balance of being frustrated with something but still enjoying doing it. But if that balance just gets too off, you should probably stop playing it.
So I was having a hard time with these 3 things. So I was looking at the maps and looking at everywhere where I missed, like, legendary chests,
Yeah.
like almost all the collectibles. The only collectibles I'm not gonna do are a thing called Odin ravens, where they're like kind of like little celestial-looking raven bird things, and they're fucking everywhere. And I'm just not about catching those.
Okay.
Sounds like Bayonetta.
Yeah. You ever play that?
Yeah, I have played that.
Okay.
You catch the birds.
But yeah, so I did all the chests and got all these thick things and made sure all these side quests and
Thick things.
all these things.
Okay.
And I just I'm sad. I'm sad that I have to stop my journey.
Well, you don't have to. It just.
I do, because I'm not gonna beat these things. Like, I've tried so hard and I'm just done with trying.
I think that. Are you trying the same way every time?
No.
Okay.
I'm looking at different videos.
Don't get mad at Ryan.
Yeah, I didn't make the game.
No, but I've been trying so hard.
I know.
Have you asked Corey Barlog what you can do?
You know, you could just tweet at him.
You could.
You know. I don't know if he'll tell
Corey,
you.
help us.
He's not
help
watching
me
this.
out.
No, you're talking to the wrong Corey.
Yeah.
You're talking to the Corey that we know who had nothing to do with this game.
Well, I don't know that Corey's last name.
Well, it's not Barlog, I'll tell you that much. And I'm pretty sure.
Ratan.
Yeah, and also I'm pretty sure that if he had anything to do with God of War, he would have told us by now. Yeah. So, but you should get on Twitter and ask him and say, "Hey, Mr. Barlog, don't call him Balrog because he hates that. Say, Mr. Barlog, I'm having a tough time with this great video game that you made. Could you help me out?" He might ignore you.
You know, the other thing, Shanae, is that, like, you're playing this game and you're at this point where it's, like, not imperative to the story, right? It's just extra stuff for you to do. You're not enjoying doing it. Why don't you just put it aside for now?
Yeah.
And know that DLC is almost guaranteed to come out for it.
Oh, it will. Oh, don't they have New Game Plus? Just go through the thing again. Spend more time with your boy through New Game Plus. I mean, you can do that.
But
Although that game did launch a long time ago. DLC does come out this late, like past release, but
Yeah.
not often.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it.
Yeah. You should just give up. Or do New Game Plus, like I was saying. Maybe there's something there for you. You know?
Yeah, I think.
Like, did you have an interest in... Because my whole thing is that there's 2 reasons to do stuff like that. One is the satisfaction of overcoming a challenge, and the other, in our current landscape, is trophies. Are you trying to go for that trophy?
No, I don't care about the trophy.
Okay.
So the thing is, I So, like, as you go through the game, like, you come across, like, lore markers and all this stuff and, like, talking about, like, histories and all these things. And then there's also, like, interactions between, like, Atreus and Kratos and, like, other side characters, too, that I really, really enjoy. And then, like, you go on an awesome adventure with your son. And, like, there's times he's a little shit and there's times he's, like, super funny. And, like, it's just... I got really attached to the character, and I think what I want more is I just want God of War, the next God of War to come out, because I think it's the characters that I'm like super attached to.
So you're saying they should rush the development?
No, not that. I'm just saying like I don't want to do New Game Plus because I like my son the way he is now, all the things he's gone through.
Okay.
I don't want to watch him be shitty sometimes again.
Okay.
I'm over that.
Why don't you go finish The Last of Us?
Yeah. You never finished that?
No.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think that those games look similar, but there is the father-child dynamic.
Yeah, Ellie can be a little shit sometimes.
And I do think there is very strong narrative and character there.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't... Also, there's DLC for that, too, so you could play that.
Yeah.
Well, it just ticks a lot of boxes of things I like, as far as, like, mythology, all this stuff. Feeling like super awesome, and I would like to be able to do any of these three things to like completion, just because I would like, let's like continue the story of me and my boy.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just not gonna happen.
Well, look, if none of our answers are satisfying you, I hate to be that guy, but maybe just practice.
Yeah. Just practice. And I'm sure that at some point you will get to the. I'm sure that at some point you will get to the point where you are able to overcome this challenge.
Yeah.
And you will be really excited about it. Maybe that time it just isn't here yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just like a bitter. I'm just lamenting and kind of like that. I just like come to the conclusion that I have to stop playing it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to.
You're choosing to.
Yeah, because as I said, like I want more of the characters and more adventure with them, but I just don't want. I'm not gonna be able to beat those things, at least not in this current present time, and it's sad.
Well, I think that because I think that at some point you will pick up God of War again. Maybe you won't, but I think that you will, and I think that during that time you should probably also play The Last of Us to get that fix of being a dad. And also in The Last of Us DLC, you get to play as a kid, so that's neat. I don't know. It's pretty badass. Also, this just occurred to me, and I wanted to bring it up while we were talking about the news, but I saw something online when that Rockstar story broke, where I saw someone say, it's stuff like this that makes me not want to buy the game, and I said, yeah, but you're going to. And I feel like every time something anytime something negative comes out about a developer or publisher, people say, you know what, this makes you not want to buy the game. But I always see those same people buy the game.
I don't think that's necessarily fair, though. Like, I said the same thing about Konami and Quantic Dreams, and I didn't buy a game from Konami for 3 fucking years.
Sure.
I still haven't bought Quantic Dreams' most recent release.
I almost always see that person buy the game. I think that, and as a matter of fact, I mean, I don't know them personally, but when that Puddlegate happened with Spider-Man, and I watched the evolution of someone make a stink over that, and then subsequently buy the game on day one. And like, if you're pissed off about something, be pissed off about it, by all means, right? But like, sometimes I wonder why people say things like that if they don't necessarily mean them. Because that's a really quick turnaround for you to actually say that and mean it, I think. But then again, that's probably just me. That's me, being a judgmental guy.
Sure.
But it seems weird to me.
I mean, here's the thing, right? There are a lot of games that I love that I bought day one that have things in them that I hate.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I wasn't going to buy it or play it,
But did you ever declare that you wouldn't?
Did I ever say, no, I'm not going to buy this, and then go buy it? No.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, maybe like not declarations, but like, I mean, there's things that I I'm aware with company business practices that I really don't enjoy, like obviously like Nestle's history, like Blue Moon, like certain companies I am aware of that I try to avoid, but it's
Mostly drinks.
Yeah.
those are just like the ones that I could think of, but yeah, drinks.
Yeah.
I'm really just aware of drink problems.
You'll consume their product, you just don't want to give them your money.
Yeah, I will. But like I try not to. But it's honestly it's hard to
Because they're so good.
they're alright as far as I'm assuming you're talking about Blue Moon. But as far as like being upset about something, having a quick reaction and making a statement. I mean that's what the internet lets us do. So and then making those statements and then going back on them. I mean it's a pretty common thing because it's just really hard as a person to like care about every single thing that you buy.
Well, I think that I was just saying to Tom yesterday that over time opinions can certainly change, right? There are things that I love now that I hated when I was younger, and also the inverse is true. And so I think that people can certainly change their minds. I just always thought it was weird for someone to make a statement like that and sound so staunch in their convictions, and then and less than a week later flip over on them. That just always seemed weird to me. And again, I don't know if any of this stuff. I don't know what's true about Rockstar. I know what I've heard, but I will probably still buy that game.
You know what's funny is I've seen a lot of people complain about microtransactions in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
Of which there are not many.
Yeah. There's a specific.
It's buy these shark cards.
Yeah.
Right. Seen a lot of complaints about it, and the majority of those, which are the loudest complaints, have come from people that have played the game for thousands of hours.
Yeah.
Like literally thousands of hours.
Yeah.
But
they'd have to play the game a little less if they went ahead and bought some of them shark cards.
I mean, sometimes I don't know. I do think like complaints can happen like where you didn't realize this was like necessarily as bad of a problem.
Yeah.
Or you're like, oh, I don't like the microtransactions, but like, oh, maybe it won't be that bad.
Yeah.
And then like you play it thousands of hours because you don't have the shark cards, and you're just like, fuck this shit.
Well, my whole thing is if you're getting thousands of hours out of a game, it's probably worth it for you to throw a few dollars their way.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't have that like concept as far as because they're just thinking about their own personal.
Sure.
Like gratification out of something, not necessarily like what this product.
Well,
is
go
giving
toss
to
a
them.
football around then.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Yeah.
Video games are not a cheap hobby. We've never said that.
I
Yeah.
mean, most hobbies are not cheap.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, to Tom's point, yeah, definitely. Like, if you bought a game for $60, and you were able to play it for, 5 years now, and I don't know how much those shark cards cost. I don't imagine that
It varies, right?
Yeah,
But
they're like
depending
they have
on
those
value.
tiers.
Yeah.
But I think that, and like that's something that we've also said about free to play like mobile games, right? Like a lot of the things that people hate about those mobile games that they're free, but then they put things behind paywalls, or they give, or like there's certain stuff that you have to buy to like get the most out of the game, right? But like if you are enjoying the game, then there's nothing wrong with putting a little bit more money toward that game, and like because you at the same time you got like you have the MMO space, right, where you buy the game. Most times you buy the game, and then on top of that you're paying to play it every month. Well, that's not so true anymore, but but for a game like World of Warcraft, like you buy the $50 game or the $50 expansion, then on top of that you're paying every month.
Yeah, the only person in that scenario that I feel bad for is the person who has a low income, who saved to buy this game, and now things are gated behind a paywall.
Yeah.
And that sucks. But as we said just a minute ago, maybe this isn't the hobby for you then.
Yeah. I mean, video games are expensive, both to make and to purchase, and I think that that's a kind of purchase that, especially with the access to the information that we have now, I think that not doing your research before buying a product is that's kind of on you.
Well, a lot of people want to get things day one, and I understand the reasoning behind that.
Yeah, and that's
I mean,
that's something that I had to let go of. I didn't like letting go of that need to be part of that conversation.
do you think that's what drives a lot of people?
For me, it's not. For me, it's I really want to play this as soon as I can.
Yeah.
You know, but that happens to me so infrequently. This year, I pre-ordered 3 games total. That's probably more than I ever have in my life.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I feel like
You
you
know.
pre-ordered a lot with me.
but yeah, for me, it's just hey, I want to play this as quickly as I can.
Yeah.
Now, what I fucking hate is that this new practice we're seeing. Most recently, like Assassin's Creed is doing it. Several other games, I think. Battlefield? I don't know. Several games are doing it now, where it's like, hey, pay $100 and you can play this a week early.
Yeah.
That I hate.
Yeah.
And I don't hate that with every game, but with the games that are specifically doing it, it skews the competition, right, in favor of people who are willing to spend more money. Whether because it's not pay to win,
Right.
like it's not literally pay to win,
Yeah, but
it
it's
is
kind
because you're learning the game before anybody
Yeah.
else is, you know, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Now, if it was like, hey, God of War 2's coming out, give us $100 and you can play it a week early.
That's different.
That's fine.
Yeah, because you're playing it by
You know?
yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, at least I assume there will be no multiplayer.
The only other bad side of that I've seen people complain about is that, like, well, now these people who got it a week early are spoiling it for everybody else.
Yeah.
To that I say stay off of Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, but
I mean, if people can't get it day one, I mean, I don't know. I didn't have really much spoiled for me at all with God of War.
Yeah.
So on that front, but I mean, I've also
But you understood the risk of going onto the internet
Right.
after that game came
and you
out.
understand that that's one example.
I just, I guess I've never really, besides also, like, I really want this game, I've never had the mentality of, like, I need this first day.
But like Kingdom Hearts 3, you will probably get first day.
Oh, no, I will on that, because I've been waiting for fucking years on that
Exactly.
shit. That's,
Exactly. Like everybody's got that, right? Everybody's got that 1 or 2 games that like they're willing to do that for.
Yeah.
I sat there and watched the countdown timer for Shadow of the Colossus that night. You know, I started that game the minute it released, but you know, that's a rare occurrence for me.
Yeah, and I've
Typically, I think it is dumb to pre-order a game.
yeah.
I usually think it is stupid to pre-order a game, but yeah.
nah, I'm gonna get that medium collector's edition, where you just get, like, the art book and stuff. I don't
Yeah.
need the figurines.
Well, you can get Kingdom Hearts figurines at Walgreens.
Yeah.
So
They've got Goofy, Donald,
they do. Mm-hmm.
Mickey,
I don't know.
probably. Some of those kids. So, I think the last time I actually felt the need to do that was Monster Hunter World. But like, you know, since then, like, I've also learned the art of embracing the games that I already own, and I've kind of been able to, you know, really abstain from buying games that I am excited about from buying day one, like games like Spider-Man and God of War, and what I'm certain will be the case with Red Dead as well. I'm excited to play these games, but I'm also like, I've also gotten to the point where I'm tired of having all these games that I've started and never finished. And I think back to like games from even like, you know, 20 years ago for the PS1 and for my Dreamcast that I started and just never finished. Because another game came out and just took me away from it, and then the cycle continued when another game after that came out. So, you know, I'm excited to play these games, but at the same time, you know, I can wait. I don't think I need to pre-order games, because I always thought that the whole reason to pre-order games was so that you were guaranteed that you would get a copy of that game on day one. And now, like with things that are digital.
Right.
Like, I don't see the need to pre-order a digital game. Like, preloading is nice. I get that.
Yes.
But,
and that's not a problem we've had to worry about until this generation.
yeah. But, you know, aside from that, I guess I don't see the incentive. And, like, a lot of times they'll say, like, digitally pre-order this thing and you get this thing for it. But then they typically give you that thing later anyway. So.
Oftentimes, yes. Oftentimes.
You know, I guess I just don't see the incentive. But then again, it's not for me to say what the incentive is.
I mean, for me,
It's not my money.
If you look at the things I've pre-ordered, right, it's almost known quantities. I mean, I guess I can't say that because it could come out and run like shit on whatever platform I pre-order on, right?
Right.
But that's not typically the case. If you think of those 3 pre-orders, right? Shadow of the Colossus, Symphony of the Night, and Tetris Effect.
Right.
I know what those are going to be.
Yeah.
I've got a favorites folder on my PlayStation,
Yeah.
right? And if you look in my favorites folder, I didn't realize this until last week. Me and the kids are sitting on the couch looking through it. My favorites folder is all games that were like already known quantities. Resident Evil Remake, Shadow of the Colossus Remake, Puyo Puyo Tetris, stuff I already knew I was going to like. Yeah. And most stuff that did not come out this generation, I think that's when I think it's safe to pre-order. Don't get me wrong, there's games that I pre-order without knowing a thing about them.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2, for instance, right? I will get that day one.
Yeah.
But
I can't say that I won't.
It's very rare. It's very rare.
And that being said, if you are inclined to spend $100 to play a game a week early, by all means. For me personally, $100 isn't worth 7 days, but I mean, there are people who want to get out there and be the first on the server and be the first to do whatever. And
I mean, Tetris Effect is launching at $40, right?
Yeah.
If they said, "Hey, give us $80 and you can play it a week early," I would do it. Mm. But there's not a lot of games I would do that for.
Yeah.
And that's not a game I'm going to be playing competitively against people. You know.
There is a specific threshold of enthusiasm that I think warrants that. And when I think about it, there hasn't been a game to date that I didn't feel I could wait for. But I also think that it's only a matter of time before that happens to me.
Well, and I've seen you get psyched about a game and pre-order the special edition. Mm-hmm. You did it with Fallout 4.
I did do that. But the jury's still out on whether or not I regret that. But
I regret it for you.
I was just trying to realize a 20-year dream that didn't happen the way that I thought it would.
Yeah.
But then again, when the first Fallouts came out, smartphones didn't exist. So, maybe that's why that turned out the way that it did. But, I think that, there's been plenty of games that I've ordered the special edition for. Like I did it with Halo 2. I did it with Fallout. I've done it with plenty of games. And but at the same time, I didn't get that game any earlier than anyone else. Now I feel like I should have. I feel like that's owed to me now.
I will say this: I got the first Batman Arkham Asylum collector's edition that was supposed to have originally,
this again.
A really nice battering turned out not to be.
She's complained about this on the show before.
Really?
Yeah.
Imagine what would have happened.
Let it go.
Imagine, Sinead, what would have happened if you had a battering.
Let it go.
I have a battering now.
Yeah, your dog would be dead.
Yeah.
I have 2 batterings now.
In that scenario, you're Danny DeVito and your dog is that lady that he threw the battering at.
Yeah.
I was saying I have 2 batterings with blades on them. I'm good now. I'm just saying, I think that's the last time I really was, super stoked about a collector's edition. I'm happy about the Kingdom Hearts one I'm going to get, and the art book.
What is it? Is the art book, and that it?
Basically.
Special case?
Yeah.
Anything?
It's only $20 more.
Okay.
So, I'm just, I'm just not really super into a lot of, collector's editions anymore.
I happened upon a collector's edition of Prey when I first bought that game. The original Prey. I went to buy Prey at a GameStop, and they were like, "Hey, we have this collector's edition that someone just traded in with the metal box and the figurines and everything." And it was before they put the stickers on it, so I got a collector's edition of Prey for the used game price. I thought that was pretty neat.
Nice.
I got this collector's edition of Street Fighter V when that game first came out.
Yeah.
And they gave me a little print of Kid and Ryu, and I was like, this is fucking lame. What kind of bullshit special edition is this?
How little are we talking?
I mean, it's like this, and it's on a piece of map board.
But you haven't looked at it since.
It's what the fuck am I gonna do with this?
Yeah.
That's the thing, the collector's editions that normally interest me the most now are like if things have art books. But then again, I have a bunch of art books like in a drawer, and whenever I open the drawer, I go through them. I'm like, oh, this is nice. But then I just don't do anything with them.
Well, what are you supposed to do with them?
Probably display them somehow.
Look upon them.
Like on a bookshelf, not in a drawer.
But
I still like
did you get to play earlier with that?
Street Fighter 5? No.
Okay.
Now, there is a weird thing in the United States with digital release.
Okay.
Where I don't know exactly how it works. Certain time zones can download games earlier than others.
Right.
I don't know why, but yeah.
Because I think they probably does it. They usually do something where they does it like midnight Pacific time or something like that.
But it's not even that though. It's like, hey, I'm on the West Coast, you're on the East Coast, and like we're on the phone together. I'm playing before you are. You know.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess I can't rightly say, but you know, I think that eventually, I think that first of all, I will be pre-ordering Resident Evil 2 because why the fuck not? It's Resident Evil 2. It's my personal favorite in the franchise. But you know, I guess what I want is for what I want is a really, really good reason to do it again. Because those incentives they feel like they stop at play the game early. Sometimes you get a figurine, sometimes you get a special case. But if you're ordering digitally, like all of my games, I haven't bought a physical game in 2 years now.
Yeah.
You know, and so I guess I don't really see the point. Well, I see the point. I see there's a purpose behind it. I get it, but there isn't for me, I guess.
Yeah, and I'll even go as far as to say there is a bigger benefit to waiting.
Yeah.
Because you then
read those reviews.
You then can know whether the game is good, or at least perceived to be good by the general, majority of people, or not. And you are likely to pay far less for it.
Yeah.
I also really enjoy, if I get stuck on something, just being able to Google that specific part. And be like,
sure.
How do I fix this? Cool, thanks.
But there's also things like Vanillaware's next game, 13 Sentinels. Nobody really knows hardly anything about that game.
Yeah.
But I will pre-order whatever special edition they put out, the most expensive one I can, because I want to support them.
You enjoy their pedigree.
Right.
Now I will say this.
Their pedigree.
I do always pre-order every Souls game. Every Soulsborne game. Like I pre-ordered all 3 Dark Souls games and Bloodborne. Because I like there's something to playing those games on day one, because those games are so there's so much hidden in the mystery of those games, and it's really cool to be able to play those games and like have no one know what anything does, and like watch that kind of fill out over time. But there aren't a lot of franchises that either are built that way, or 2 that I care about unveiling the mystery of in real time.
And what's funny is like a lot of the games that I really wanted to play early and haven't, like Persona, right, or like Final Fantasy or Ni no Kuni or whatever. Nobody's really. I've not had any spoilers. Like,
yeah.
I'm still pretty clueless on those games.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like it's easier to. I've had more trouble avoiding spoilers for Avengers: Infinity War than I've had avoiding spoilers for any video game that I've been excited about.
And I'd say like 95% of the people I follow on Twitter are games industry people.
Yeah.
So like it's likely that I would be spoiled, but like yeah.
Well, even if it's games industry, maybe not, just because there's that professionalism there. But if you're just following like streamers and.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also think that if you're following a streamer and watching them stream the game, then
Well, if you're just following like streamers, like people in that community, you're probably more likely to be spoiled, is what I was getting at.
Now, there have been those times where I'll be listening to a podcast and like they'll start talking about a game that I haven't played yet, and I don't expect them to go into spoiler territory, but then they do, and then I'm scrambling to hit the pause button.
We've done
that. Now
but we don't typically do it. We'll do it on games that are like ancient.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying super hard with the God of War to like not be spoilery, and I don't think I said anything that was.
You've revealed to people that game includes credits and bad guys.
But it's like, I'm not going to give a spoiler warning for GoldenEye 64.
Sorry.
Like, too fucking bad.
Have you seen that movie?
But, yeah.
The movie, I don't know if they end similarly, but...
Yeah, they do. Those best movie tie-in game, man.
Yeah.
Like, so good.
Yeah. Because you get to play through all the scenes in that movie, all the great scenes in that movie.
Not only that, like, okay, starts on the dam, right?
Right.
Movie starts on the dam.
Right.
If you look at the way the dam is made in the movie, it is the same in the game. Obviously, it looks way worse.
Sure.
But, like, it's not, hey, here's kind of what the dam looked like,
Yep.
sort of. Like,
Yep.
It's the same.
Fucking
badass.
You also got to do the bungee jump that he does.
Yeah.
Well, you don't get to do it. You get to watch him do it, but you know what I mean.
Sure.
You get to, and like there are some scenes in that game that I don't remember from the movie. But then again, I haven't seen that movie since I was a child, so I'd have to refresh myself on that. But then again, like there are people who get like super precious about spoilers for games that don't have story in them. Like I saw someone was getting really up in arms about spoilers for Forza Horizon 4.
Well, a lot of people don't want mechanics spoiled for them, not necessarily just a story thing.
But at the same time, it's like all stuff that was like in promotional material, like the stuff about the warthog.
But they may have avoided that promotional material,
I guess. But at the same time, I guess if it's in ads, I kind of feel like that's exempt from being a spoiler.
Yeah, because how are you gonna look at how are you gonna research whether you want to play this game or not if you don't look at the trailers?
Granted, it's not for me to decide.
Well, if it's something like Forza that's had many entries and you've enjoyed every single one of them,
Yeah, but like again, it's not for me to decide. Because don't get me wrong, there are things in because I said that thing about Forza while simultaneously knowing that I have not looked at anything for Soul Calibur 6. Specifically because I was like, I don't want any special moves spoiled for me because I want those all to be new when I see them.
And there are mechanics in 6 that are not in previous games.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to see at all how Geralt fights in that game. I want to experience it for myself. So, in a way, I get that. But at the same time, I think that there have been times where I've been chewed out for talking about the ending to Nightmare Creatures before. Have you ever played Nightmare Creatures?
Nope.
Have you heard of it?
Nope.
It's old.
Yeah, it's an old game that I don't know how many people played it.
2.
Yeah, me and the guy who tested it played it. But I talked about how that game ended, and someone got really upset. He was like, I've been waiting to play that. I was like, how was I supposed to know that you were waiting to play this 25-year-old game? Sorry. But, I think that, a lot of the time when I'm waiting for a game to come out, I will usually have, a brief period of media blackout. If I know that I've decided ahead of time I'm gonna get this game at this specific time, maybe I'm setting money aside for it.
Yeah.
Or I know this is the paycheck that I will buy that game with. Then between that moment and when I buy that game, I just avoid the internet.
Well, exactly. And even you talking about ads are okay, because how are you gonna avoid ads? Well, no, because with Resident Evil 2, I watched the first Leon trailer. I watched the first Claire trailer.
He says the F word in that.
And there's been several trailers since then, which I've avoided just fine.
Yeah. It's not hard.
Yeah.
It's also it's not hard to avoid ads, and also when the ad's about to start. There have been some times where I was avoiding certain promotional materials for a game, and they were kind of deceptive with how they started that video, and then it wasn't until 30 seconds in that I realized I was watching a video for that thing. I think that I will probably avoid a lot of stuff about Rage 2. Now that I think about it. I can admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong to say that.
And on the other spectrum, I've been clinging on to any crumbs I can find about Kingdom Hearts 3.
Sure, it definitely goes both ways, right? It's like Red Dead. Everybody's been... Every time a new trailer hits from Red Dead, people are fucking psyched about it,
You watch that dude reload that gun?
I mean, some of the things I definitely wish I could...
Doing that fishing?
I definitely do wish I didn't watch the trailer just so I can experience it firsthand. There's some things I'm like, kind kind of would have been awesome, but I've already made these options.
I can promise you
And
that there's still some magic there for you.
Oh, there will be, because...
But like, you just finished God of War, right?
Yes.
Imagine if you'd played that game not seeing a single thing about that game.
Imagine how amazing it would be.
You know? You never saw the announcement at E3 with the fucking weird voice lady. Never saw any of the trailers.
Yeah.
You know?
Imagine. Like, imagine if the last God of War you played was God of War 2 and this game came out and you played it.
I probably wouldn't have played it then.
That's besides the point. Assuming that you did play it. Somebody gives you a disc, you fucking pop it in, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's how I watched Django Unchained, and that was awesome. Oh, I forgot. You didn't like that movie.
It's fine.
Well, I just didn't know who directed that. I knew nothing about it. I hadn't seen I didn't know anything at all about it.
That is kind of an interesting movie to just happen upon.
Yeah, I never saw a trailer.
Also, I feel like
even
if there was no opening credits, you would know who directed it like 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I caught on to all this, but everything was just new information that I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's what I'm doing, like figuring it out as it's happening.
I watched The Hateful Eight, having never seen a trailer for it, so I see what you're talking about. But then again, I knew who directed that, so.
And you'd probably seen a poster as you walked into the theater or anything.
I saw it on Netflix.
I saw the original movie, so there's that.
Yeah. So I think we can all say that we've all seen movies before. I didn't tell you guys what I've been up to this week.
Oh, you have it.
Should I edit it and put it at the beginning?
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Don't do that. No, I've just been playing a lot more Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah, I saw you posting some clips from your PlayStation 4 share function.
Yeah. I haven't done that since Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag back in 2013. I just wanted to be able to commemorate that awesome moment in that game. And it wasn't even really that awesome. It was really basic, but I felt cool for doing it. Because what I did was I snuck onto a boat, and there were 3 guys on the boat, and then none of them knew that I was there, and I leapt upon the first guy, stabbed him, then I climbed up on a bunch of crates, and I leapt upon the second guy, stabbed him with the hidden blade on my wrist dealie, and then his friend saw me, and I grabbed a dagger, and I threw it at him, and it was all in slow motion, and it looked really cool.
Nice.
But I find that I do that a lot, where I have a moderately, even slightly cool moment in a game, and it immediately goes into my saved clips folder. And I have all these clips that I have stockpiled that I have never watched. I just that was cool. I might want to watch that later, and then I just never watch it.
I do the same thing, but most of my clips on my PlayStation are from weird glitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's similar to an aspect of when as I've been playing games around living with Berto, and he's right there. If I just did something cool to where then I'll tell him about it, or if it's happening, I'm like, Berto, look at this.
Yeah. And see, with the magic of the share function, if he's not looking at this, you can wait until he is looking at this and then push play.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's probably a similar aspect to that, where you're just this feels good. You're just
yeah, but
you just want to save that for a second, or share, or maybe possibly share it with somebody.
I think the last PlayStation share thing that I actually posted to the internet was Bound Day 1, just because I thought it looked pretty.
Yeah.
You know, I thought the game was garbage, but it's one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just I was recently going through because I'm
Day 1.
I'm doing some housekeeping on my hard drive, and I'm looking at what's taking up the most space, and aside from actual video game installs, it's my media folder, where I have a bunch of just clips that I just randomly save. Most of that is Monster Hunter stuff, but a lot of it was also from games that are automatically recording clips. And
recording clips?
Yeah, I have some games where I have clips that are just there.
Weird.
Like, and I'll get some. I don't remember which game specifically. I'll have to look at it. But there are some games where I play them, and then I get a notification that it just got finished recording a clip.
That's weird.
And it's only with specific games.
I've never run into that. What I do hate is that it takes a picture for every trophy.
Yeah,
I hate that shit.
Yeah, you can turn that off, I think.
Yeah.
Which you should, because it's never
I've never even realized that.
It's never a good picture to commemorate that trophy either. It's like
very rarely does it like.
I'm gonna go through my trophy pictures and find some good ones.
Well, because like it doesn't take the picture.
We should do an episode where we share our trophy pictures.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a lot of them. I think I
don't. I've deleted most of them.
I have a lot of them. Well, see, here's the thing though: is it doesn't take the picture right when you do the thing that triggered the trophy. It takes the picture when it sends you the trophy notification.
Yeah. Like the trophy notification is on the screen.
Yeah.
In the image it took.
That's why.
And they're like,
that's why I assume that we would get some good pictures out of there.
I have a ton of trophy pictures that are just me in a menu.
Yeah.
So, like, and like, I get it. Like, I understand the concept, right? Like, you want to be able to immortalize that moment when you earn that trophy. Fine.
Take it a little sooner.
Yeah, just, like, take the picture and then send me the notification, right?
Well, and through the capture, right? Because the capture is, like, I don't remember however many minutes before.
Yeah.
Right? So, like...
It'll, like, I think it does, like, 15-minute blocks.
Exactly. So we know it's going that whole time. So it could... just potentially capture the image that happened exactly when you got the trophy.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do that.
Yeah. Then again, and then I don't know, like, how the game talks to the server to tell you that you did the thing, or, like, what kind of delay there is on that, because you might
It's local.
Yeah.
It's local. You earn trophies when you're offline. They just don't sync up until you get online.
You know what? Use the film. Not the film.
The film. Check the tape.
Roll back the film.
Use the film to get the image, or hey, maybe let me make my own trophy pictures if I wanted to. Right? If I've had access to that tape, let me go back through and find the frame where I earned the trophy, and then use that. Or maybe just don't take the picture at all. Just let me have the trophy.
Yeah.
I don't know, because like if you're not gonna do it right, then like what's the point?
Sometimes it's right, to be fair.
Sometimes it is right. Sometimes. But most of the time I'm in a menu or like one time I got a trophy picture while I was on the dashboard.
Yeah.
So but like I've taken clips, like a lot of my clips came from it's usually from like stealth games. Like I was doing like maybe I'll do not overtly stealth games, right? Like I've had cool moments in like a stealth section of Mafia 3. There was a few clips that I recorded from that game where I just thought that something that I did looked badass, but like if I show that video to someone else, they'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
So those videos are for me, which again is ironic because I never watched them, and they just kind of take up space on my hard drive. I think the first time I recorded a video was for Assassin's Creed for Black Flag, and it wasn't of any action shot. It wasn't even me doing a fight or nothing. It was literally me on a tightrope watching some drunk guy dance around for like 10 minutes. That was the first video that I ever recorded on PlayStation.
Pretty sure my first video on my Nintendo Switch was when I got the Waluigi outfit in Mario Odyssey.
That's a good one. That's a good video to take.
They got that zombie Mario now. You see
I
that?
saw it with the hatchet in his head.
Yeah.
It looks neat. Which is kind of edgy for Mario. But,
it is.
I mean, that's that younger staff you were talking about.
There you go, Nintendo Youth.
I remember I recorded a bunch of Battlefield 4 videos. But the thing was, like, it was glitched so that any video that you made through the share feature on PlayStation 4 was not recording sound. So a bunch of my videos were ruined for that. And I had always, and like the coolest video that I ever did was when this guy, he came to stab me, and then I pressed the right stick at the right time, and I turned the knife around on him and made him stab himself with his own knife, which is something that happened in that movie that we watched last night that you missed out on. So.
All right, I get it. I'm sorry I didn't go to your movie night. I had plans that I was invited to before you guys.
Well, we weren't invited at all.
Right. That's a good point. You didn't invite us to your painting night.
Well, it wasn't my thing. It was my friend's thing.
Well, I invited you to Tom's house.
That's true.
This isn't my house. I invited you anyway.
That's true.
So.
All right, I'm the rudest. I'm sorry.
Shade, what are your closing thoughts?
I'm rude and I'm sorry.
What about you, Tom? You got any closing thoughts?
Play Castlevania Symphony of the Night if you haven't. You'll love it. Or you'll hate it. I don't care.
Pre-order all the games you like. Bye.